All right, now we're just get this up here. All right. So, in the heart of the Julashai metropolis, where skyscrapers reached for the heavens and hovercars hummed through the neon lit streets, an unlikely gathering was about to unfold. High above the cityscape, in this floating city that is known as Barasect, the capital of the Julashai nation, um, atop of the gleaming spire of this grand cybernetics institute right over here in the top left corner, a clandestine meeting was about to take place. Here, amidst the whirring of machinery and the faint hum of energy fields all around, a select group of individuals found themselves drawn together by a cryptic invitation, one that promised both peril and possibility. As the clock struck midnight, the city skyline shimmered with the dance of holographic projections, casting a kaleidoscope of colors across the sprawling metropolis. In the shadow of the towering institute, our heroes assembled, each bearing their own unique talents and secrets. And everyone is gathered atop this building up here in the top left, and a big projection is being displayed specifically for them. So, first we go and we're going to introduce our characters. So, among them we have a Fire Shadow Genasi assassin, whose red and black flames engulf their very being. And I'll allow Void Fox to describe his character in a little bit more detail here.
I'll go last in describing my character, if you don't mind.
Okay. I will do that. Next we have you said, Tash, that your character is a sniper soldier. I believe said like Black Ops.
Yes, like a Black Ops sniper.
Yeah.
Like
so visually describe your character for us.
He's rough, rugged, straight to the point, blunt type person. He will do anything kind of for the group that he follows, which is going to be the AI. Sorry.
Oh, you're fine. You're fine. You don't need to go into like the personality aspects of it too much, but that's good. Just like, does he have like a scruffy beard? How tall is he? Oh. Does he seem like he's very heavy, or is he very scrawny?
He's kind of a scrawny type individual. He stands about 6 foot tall, and I'm sorry.
Oh, you're fine. You're
not
fine.
brain fart all of a sudden.
I understand. So you basically like a slimmer version based on how you've been describing it so far and what I've gathered talking to you today. Sounds like kind of like a scrawnier version of Solid Snake, like older Snake.
Yes, essentially.
Okay, that I think that will help paint a good picture for everyone listening in on this. And then we have the next one, Siren's character, Montera. If you want to go and describe your character and what they look like.
He's definitely a traveler wearing more like a mix of sandals and some worn out traveling clothes that have long since lost their sleeves. He's on the fitter side and has a rucksack, or like a traveling sack that he's brought with him, and he's very much trying to figure out what all this new shit around him is.
Interesting.
This is not like home.
Yes, he seems to be very far away from home and out of place. Or he feels out of place. Now, as the night air crackled with anticipation, a holographic projection materialized before our party on top of this roof here, casting a ghostly shadow, or ghostly. Gosh, I cannot talk. Casting a ghostly glow upon their faces. Greetings, seekers of truth, spoke a disembodied voice, echoing across the rooftop. You have been chosen for a mission of utmost importance. A mission that will test your resolve and challenge everything that you thought you knew. The holographic projection starts to waver, and a voice echoes across the rooftop once more, its tone grave and laden with urgency. There are fragments of a conspiracy that threaten to dismantle this great nation, it intoned, each word heavily being spoken with such heavy foreboding. Talks of dark magic rituals being performed to fuse our technology with demons. Shipments of high-grade military augments going missing, with some of them mysteriously showing up for sale in the black market. Friends are attacking friends. Neighbors are turning on neighbors, staining our streets with both blood and circuitry. We suspect many of these conspirators to be from other nations, but we cannot exclude the signs of AI android involvement present at many of these unusual crime scenes. The gravity of the situation hangs very heavily in the air as the voice continues, its words a dire warning. Every lead we have points to the Cal Prague Undercity, far to the northeast. Be wary on your journey there, for the Undercity is known for being dangerous and unruly. And so with this weight of the mission pressing upon you like a burden, our heroes exchanged determined glances, steeling themselves for the challenges that lay ahead. The journey to the Cal Prague Undercity would not be an easy one, but they knew that the fate of their nation, and perhaps all of Holy hung in the balance. Now this is the part where you guys are free to talk to each other, introduce yourselves, kind of explain how your skills and you can explain your skills a little bit, like explain in character, of course, and basically how it related to you getting selected for this important national mission. Gosh, I cannot talk today. So feel free to converse among yourselves, introduce yourselves, and talk about why you were probably selected for this mission.
I can fight pretty well. I know how to use some magic, and I can cook. Not sure why. I'm very much confused as to why I'm here. I was going out for a run for bacon.
I did forget to preface it that each of you had received a letter, basically from the Julishai Kingdom. Basically, it kind of like a summons. It's a mandate that you are required to attend. And you happen to receive it just while you were traveling through the Julishai Kingdom.
So got a summons. Would you guys like to go first? I'm trying to think for a moment.
Sure. That fiery Genasi man, now that he's kind of approached to talk to you, you notice that he's wearing very tribal armor. Along his skin, you can see almost these strange arcanical runes lighting up from the internal black fire within him. On his hip, you see like a dagger and a single chain, a manacle and chain, clearly broken somehow on his left hand. He'll speak in a very cold, unfeeling tone. He's like, "I just finished a job, and this." He holds up the invite. This paper just spawned in my mouth.
I like it.
I have to play into the weirdness magnet.
I'm certainly used to odd situations. I thought this would be more of an summons, but I did not expect to suddenly be up in the sky. Well, I guess my journey to get stronger has certainly taken a turn for the interesting.
All right, and how about you? Do you want to talk and introduce yourself a little more to the party, like talking in character?
To be honest with you, I think the character's going to be kind of be quiet at this thing right here and just
silent
kind of
and
be on
judging.
edge.
All right,
Yes.
all right, I can roll with that. So now that you have your instructions and you know where you must go, for the sake of the Julashai capital, you go and you take a look around the city, and you examine as much as you can with the nightlife. The nightlife is very vibrant, I should say, with neon lights everywhere. People are still bustling the streets and everything. It's a very active and futuristic night in the floating city. As you gaze to the left over here, you notice that there is a big power substation where it seems most of the city's power is fueled. You see a bunch of complicated machinery. You see protective force fields everywhere surrounding it, as well as militarized choppers, other flying vehicles, and I shouldn't say choppers because they're most likely going to be advanced spacecrafts of a sort. All of these, basically just a bunch of high-tech military-grade equipment and vehicles, all surrounding what appears to be the central hub of the city's power source. Beyond that is a rival college institute or research facility. So it has no major significance there. Now you will notice that slightly to the right of the power facility in front of it, you have the main major kingdom, where you assume the disembodied voice that gave your instructions is relaying them from. In here, you will find the ruler of the Julashai or the rulers of the Julashai kingdom, known as the Council of Logic. The Council of Logic dictates everything and builds upon their society by logical means. They do not involve emotional issues into their politics at all, and that's why their civilization has become so advanced technologically, even if it does come at the expense of others. To the west and to the east are what you over here are going to be considered the domiciles or residential areas. These are just representations. It's not just one building. But those will be the residential areas of the city. And then down below, you are going to have one area that acts as the warehouse where they process, build, and ship both export and imports of technological marvels They have some of their best scientists at work here consistently in this region. And in the other region is where you have your shops and your towns for the facility, or for basically everyone that is living in the city. It's basically your commerce area. So basically, with the residents, if they are a soldier or a researcher, they are basically coming up here to the northern sections. And if they are part of the working class, whether it's in the trade or building, manufacture, they are down here. And if they're in the commerce and trade, it's down over here. Upon seeing all of this, do you guys want to do any exploration of the town or do anything within the town? Or do you want to continue with trying to reach your destination, Tekau, Prague?
This is the very high-tech, futuristic world, right?
Yep, this is the futuristic nation. And you are in its capital, Barisect.
Let me just look at my. Oh yeah. Do as we're walking about, do we see any vendors?
Any vendors? Yeah, so you
Yeah.
would find all of your vendors in the southwest section of the city.
Would
Depicted here.
anything particular stick out to me from these vendors are selling?
So as you go and take a look around, you are going to go and notice that the shops are all neatly organized in a very file-like system. There's no curved streets or paths or anything like that. All the buildings are methodically laid next to each other, and you will see that you have your standard inn for travelers. You have with an accompanying pub, of course. You have your weapons shops where they sell some weapons for adventurers and common citizens to protect themselves, that are specially made by the manufacturers of the city. They do get some other imports of other kind of rudimentary weapons for others, such as glaives, swords, and such, just basic weaponry. You are going to find an armorer who provides both high-tech and low-tech armors. You will also find a general magic shops, or no magic shops here, tech shops. You'll find some tech shops in this area. And there's one other one. It's on the tip of my tongue. Sorry. Base and various other general goods stores and things like that may have basic supply items that you might need, such as bags, food, ropes, other kind of miscellaneous gear or things you might need. If you're looking for something specific, you can roll for perception to see if you can find one.
I was actually just wondering if anything particularly caught my eye as we walked, because I assume we had to walk through this area. Because I have the drawback, kleptomaniac.
Yes, with your kleptomania. Well, let me go and take a look, and I'm going to do a roll myself to see what kind of things we are going to find here. Okay, I got an idea of what I'm rolling for now. All right, so it fell on this. Okay, so as you walked and perused the streets and looked at the shops, you did see like your normal things. Your urge for to take things at random is very compelling for you, and just that alone. But one of the biggest things that did catch your eye was a standard was one of the general goods stores, and you notice that they have one of the most exquisite backpacks you've ever seen. It's a technological marvel. Um, it looks like it contains features like extendable, like Doctor Octopus arms.
Yeah, that's really badass.
That come out of it, but you and it provides like many other features like water dispenser and other cool but
And it's
honestly useless
4d6 is
things.
what we roll, right?
The 3d6 is what you roll for to resist your temptations, and you must roll below your willpower on it. Now,
How do I
the
roll
item
dice?
in particular is going to be it normally a backpack is normally going to cost you like what, like 2 or 3 gold at most, and that's for like
I'm assuming we're
that's
broke.
for like a high quality backpack that you are used to. But with this technological marvel, they are stating that it is easily worth 250 gold.
Now, super question: how do I make a roll in this chat? Is it /R?
Now, so with the dice rolls, you just have to say what you want to roll. You don't even need to use any exclamation points or slashes. Just say roll 3d6. Did I give him permission? Dicebot, give me 1 second. Dicebot doesn't have my permission. My bad. Send messages. Send messages and threads. Messages. Read message history. Save. Okay. Let me see. Throw 3d6. Mr. Dicebot, why aren't you working? Permissions. All it needed was to be able to view the channel. Why is it not working on this one? Let's see the bot in here. Sorry. Yeah, he's in here. What the heck? It's working in my GM dice roll. Oh, wait. What if I just say 3d6? Oh, okay, yeah. Say it without roll.
What is the critical success again?
That's a critical success. You critically success resisting your urge to steal that backpack.
It is you as they walk, his eyes kind of keep darting to that stall as as we continue moving forward, clearly resisting the urge to take it and getting the thrill of getting caught and having to whoop people's ass.
Yeah.
But it is, if the other party members are paying attention, his eyes are constantly darting back and forth from it.
Perfect. What about we'll go over to Lieutenant Argo Herrero. Is there anything specific that you would like to try and do in town? Anything you want to go and see? Anyone you want to talk to?
Yeah, let's go down to the pub.
You want to go down to the pub?
Down to.
All right. So you go down into the pub, and you see that the pub is bartended and staffed entirely by AI androids. They take your orders for your drinks. They mix them right away and get them to you with such amazing efficiency that no customer is basically left waiting at the bar waiting for a drink. As you look around that bar, you're going to go and notice that there's people of all different kinds associating with their socializing inside. You have your normal cybers, the people who have cybernetic augments, chatting around. You have some people from different nations. You see like an elf and a dwarf conversing at one of the tables. You see a few monsters conversing as well. One of the monsters is going to be a warlock, one of those dark and sinister ones with his hood pulled over. You got glowing runes on his arms and hands, and he's just sitting there talking and seems like almost like arguing in a way with someone who appears to look a lot like a vampire, is what you would surmise from it, based on his large black coat, red eyes, pale skin, and the fact that you see these long protruding fangs every time he laughs or opens his mouth to speak. All manner of guests are within this place, and bartending everyone and serving the drinks and bringing them to the table is, of course, androids as well. What would you like to do here?
Okay. I like to try to use the acute sense of hearing and see if there's any like quest or anything like that I can listen for.
Yeah, you're gonna go and try and listen for any conversations.
Yeah, any conversations as a whole that I could be partaining, since it is someone like a group that I am kind of wanting to pertain happiness with a sense of duty to that. Is there any way?
So are you like listening for like any particular message or any kind of particular conversations or anything like that?
Like a more like that, like defense, like a protection.
A protection kind of thing. So it's like kind of like you naturally are just trying to listen to everything going on.
Exactly.
Okay. While you're roll a 3d6 in that dice rolls channel. And what is your perception?
10. To be honest with you, I have no idea.
Your perception is 10. And you rolled a 13. So you go and you try and listen in, and you're trying to use your acute senses of hearing to try and discern the kind of conversations that are going on. But with so much surrounding, or with so much chatter going on, like a school lunchroom, just impossible to make out any conversations at all. And combined with the whirring of the gears of the androids and the low level constant hum of the city and its electrical fields, you're not really able to discern really anything within it. And that's kind of why you feel like some of the patrons might be yelling at each other just to even communicate across the table. So you weren't able to decipher anything in particular. If you want to go and get closer to any individuals and speak with them,
Um,
or maybe try and listen
okay,
up close.
is there any way I can sneak up against the mage?
The mage,
Yeah.
the warlock with all the runes and everything.
Yes.
Yeah, you can definitely go and try and I
Use
would
that.
I would roll roll 3d6 for your stealth. Oh,
Hey,
hello. What's up,
hey, Dad.
Carpet?
I got a 4.
Jen said all. She wanted to know if you were able to help her out.
I am in the middle of a game session right now. Of
Okay.
GURPS.
Well, I was just saying in general if you saw it or not.
I did not see her message. No.
Okay.
Did she DM me it? Because I didn't see a DM from her.
Yeah, she said she DM'd you a few times or whatever. She was just like trying to fix up Jounce's stuff real quick.
I fixed that with her a couple days ago.
I think there was something else or something that came through.
Oh, I was in the middle of typing a sentence to her, and then I cut it off.
Yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
I'll get back to her.
All right, dude. Sounds good.
Yep. Thanks.
Yeah, man.
Okay. Sorry about that.
Yeah, sorry for interrupting.
Oh, you're fine. Let's see. Oh, okay. So you rolled a 4 on your stealth check. So you critically succeed. You manage to just slip right behind, right behind that dark warlock, and you take up a chair literally right next to him, and he doesn't even seem to notice that you had even done so. You were so stealthy about it. So you are basically just mere feet or inches away from him and able to hear more clearly. You don't hear much in terms of substance. You hear about the warlock. He's complaining about a lot of the dire situations that are going on in the Deitharu nation. How he is showing a lot of resentment for the king that resides there, saying how they have a nation with such powerful citizens of varying degrees, monsters of werewolves, witches, warlocks, skeletons, zombies, and liches, anything you can imagine, just all at their disposal. And the king is choosing to try and bridge peace to the Julashai and the Kinus nations through giving them gifts in exchange for peace, for citizens to travel freely among the nations. And he complaining about how that king is such a weak-minded fool, and that he could easily use his nation's power to force these other nations into compliance, instead of having to resort to bribery and generosity and diplomatic approaches. You hear the vampire that he's conversing with expressing validation at a lot of the notions, but constantly arguing about how not all monsters are desire for fight and for war, that many of the citizens would rather be at peace and have friendly relations than to have those fears or have those relations constructed upon grounds of fear. And so but beyond that, as they quabble back and forth about the semantics of the Deitharu government, there's not really much that you are gathering from it.
Ugh. Well, damn.
Anything else you would like to do before
No,
proceeding
that's
along?
really about it.
All right. Perfect. Now we are to Montera. So, Montera, what would you like to do in the town?
This is an incredibly different place than I could have expected. So I'm mostly just, I guess, trying to make my way towards the center building where I would learn more information on my task.
So
And
you're
just
gonna head to the
kind of,
castle keep kind of
yeah,
area.
heading that way, but kind of slightly afraid that I could fall off at any moment.
Yeah,
Just because this is in the middle of the sky, and I'm used to being on the ground.
it's definitely a real possibility that people feel. So you go and you approach the castle gates, and you're gonna notice that there are two cyber guards guarding it. These cyber guards have a lot of visible augmentations. Most of their limbs are cybernetic in nature. Their eyes and even parts of their skulls are computerized. Um, they all bear high tech weapons. One holding a rifle, another holding what appears to be a very high tech electric spear. And they are guarding the entrance. And as you approach the entrance, they inform you, halt! No one is allowed to enter the palace of the council.
I'm a little. I don't know why, but these feel weirdly. Their appearances are weirdly unnerving compared to what I've seen in before. But I guess that's probably because I'm used to more mutations of flesh and abominations. Not so much what could be argued to be mutilation or self mutilation.
Mm-hmm.
So, I just. I got this letter. Am I going to the right place? Sir? Question mark?
So you're saying you got a letter, and you're wondering if you're going to the right place. Is the right place that it tells you to go to is the capital?
I double check. Like, I take out the letter and start reading it to double check. Is this the right? It's like reading it over. Is this the right place I'm going to?
The guard takes a short look at the letter, raises his eyebrows. Oh, or what you suspect are eyebrows, as he
His face contorts in a way unfamiliar with humans.
as he examines the paper or the letter, and he says, "This is not your destination. You're looking for Cal Prague, which is one of our most notorious and evil-hearted undercities to the northeast. You will find nothing but slums, tricksters, and violent murderers in that place."
Alright, so just like back home. Okay, how do I get there?
Well, there are a couple of different options for traveling to Cal Prague. The first is you may hire a taxi service to transport you there. If you do not have an airship vehicle of your own, which, as he looks you up and down, I'm going to assume you don't. Second is you can go and consult with the researchers at the power facility behind us. They have teleportation services provided there. They are free of charge. However, that might want, as a fair warning, as someone who has experienced it myself before, teleportation sickness is a very real thing, and it is not always pleasant. Lastly, you can find your way to the ground and travel on foot there, and it will take you at least a 3-day journey.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Oh, I guess I'll start trying to find the other two. The one that went looking for was tempted to steal a bag, and the other one that went to the bar.
All right.
You see the one that was tempted to steal the bag. He's just kind of looking for like he is very obvious. He's going to like the back alleys and shit, just looking for a fight.
So looking for a fight in the back alleys in the commerce area. All right.
Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna find any, but
No, everybody seems to be work in a very logical manner in in the city, as you seem to quickly notice. Everyone works. Everyone goes to the pub after to relax. Some will go shopping, but most will go straight home. Any
this place is boring.
crime or unsavory characters in the city are quickly weeded out, it seems, by the guards and the high-tech surveillance that goes on across the entire city. So would you guys like to reconvene since it seems like the central area would be either this fountain in front of the palace?
I guess I'm gonna take a moment at the fountain to just kind of adjust. I'm used to seeing monsters and such, not so much this many humans. They are
Yeah.
so strange by comparison.
Oh, they are very strange, especially since these humans seem to have many cybernetic enhancements. Well, it's harder to find one who doesn't have cybernetic enhancements than it is to find one who does in this capital. And one of the major things that you seem to notice is that the higher a person is in status or rank, the more augmented they appear to be.
I'm now wondering if the king of this nation is basically just a bucket of bolts and oil.
Bucket of bolts and boil.
Yeah, like a bucket of bolts and oil, just sentient bucket.
Well, let's see. You said you were wondering if there's sentience in it.
I'm cracking a very bad joke.
Oh, I was like, okay. I was really confused.
Is the king just a bucket of bolts in a bucket?
I apologize. I have autism, so I'm really bad at like detecting these kind of things.
Yes.
I guess I would be the next one to show up at the fountain because I'm kind of just wandering about.
All right. So you notice Prometheus and Montera notice each other and seem to form back up as a group near the fountain to talk and converse things through. Lieutenant, now that you've overheard your conversation, do you want to start heading towards the fountain as well?
Yes, please. I'm sorry, I'm not really good at roleplay, so I do apologize.
Oh, you're fine. You'll get used to it as time goes on. I'm not going to punish you too hard or anything like that with you being new and everything. So as the three of you converse together, you now need to decide on how you are going to approach Cal Prague.
I'm gonna real quick thinking back to the taxi. I'm gonna putting some things together. I'm assuming a taxi is the equivalent of a wagon ride for me. And I check my pocket, and I'm guessing I have not really a lot of coin, mostly a bunch of lint, and maybe a paperclip.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah,
teleportation.
we broke.
Walk.
Yep. I will say that you guys have your standard equipment that you need. Assuming that you're the wizard guy, you're gonna have. I'm assuming just nothing because you like to punch.
Yeah, I don't have any weapons on me. It's mostly just clothes, some jerky, water,
Yeah.
some cooking utensils.
What kind of weapon do you want, Prometheus?
I described myself having a dagger, so
A dagger. So you've got like a simple dagger equipped with you, and we've got and our sniper has a very rudimentary sniper. Used to have a higher quality one when he was in the military, but since getting out, like the best he could find so far that he can afford as well was off of a black market. Very rustic, very basically like the lowest quality sniper you could possibly find. But it still works.
Prometheus will speak up. So, has anyone figured out where we're supposed to go for this stupid job?
Montera?
Sorry, I'm distracted by all these people. There's not a tentacle face in sight. What the hell? What is wrong with this nation?
I know it is quite quite concerning the lack of diversity in this land.
Not even an elf. Regardless.
And
What
these
was the
humans
question?
are obsessed with putting metal in them for some reason.
I mean, I've seen that with some abominations, but this is different. What were you asking me? Sorry.
If anyone figured out where we're supposed to go?
North, I believe. It was. I want to say northwest. 3 days by foot, or we can tell like a teleportation and risk sickness.
I would personally not trust this land's technology to move me from one place to the other.
So you would not use that? You said you don't want to use the teleportation?
I would prefer not to, is what he's saying.
Okay.
I'd like to get back on the ground personally.
So back on the ground for you. And what is your consensus, Lieutenant Herrera's?
Yeah, being the only technologically advanced member of this party.
Well, I think my comrades are a bunch of pussies. I'll just go ahead and do the teleportation.
And teleportation. So it looks like it's a little bit divisive on how the party wishes to proceed.
I will look at our friend suggesting teleportation. Friend, with the chance of sickness and I believe teleportation to a potential hostile enemy encampment would not be the best idea. If we approach by foot, we can approach from multiple angles and gain the advantage of surprise.
I'm just more comfortable with being on the ground and not feeling like I'm going to fall off the moment I step on a rock wrong.
Okay. So as you guys are talking and discussing these things, you notice a little bit of a commotion coming over from the manufacturing area opposite of the commerce district. And what you notice is you see a pair of androids running out uncharacteristically out of the facility. It seems so far out of characteristic because the androids, even though they're AI, they usually don't seem to show excessive amounts of emotion. They still have their own thoughts and beliefs on things. They understand their oppression in this city and that their place in life as low-level workers and doing janitorial duties and other duties that the society feels like would be a waste of time for normal citizens to partake in, when an android could do it just as much easily and efficiently. But these androids start rushing out of the warehouse, and they are freaking out. For there was a new research compound that was set to be that was just manufactured and was set to be delivered and export to one of the nearby nations or nearby cities. But while loading it, they messed up and accidentally dropped the entire shipment, shattering all of the samples, effectively costing what would equate to millions of dollars or millions of gold worth of research. And they know that a punishment for something so extreme as this would mean deactivation and disposal. And you see them running out panicked like never before. What would you guys like to do?
I've definitely got to investigate this weirdness. I have a weird sense that I must go investigate. It's almost like I'm being drawn to it.
All right, so
I know my character would not say anything and just run over there.
Yep, you would, and you've got a sense of duty towards these people to protect them. So, as you guys all run over, you quickly inquire about it, and they tell you the situation just as I had explained it. And they're asking for your help to get away and make it to safety so that they can at least live the remainders of their lives in peace before they lose power and deactivate naturally. Since they will no longer
androids, are they objects?
No, they're people.
Technically, yes.
I have no idea.
Technically, yes.
I'm not gonna get into this argument about sentience or sapience, and mostly just
for the concept of your Shadowfy skill, if that is what your Shadowfy object skill, they are considered an object because they are not organic.
Now, a question about that. If the shadow moves like a living person's shadow, do they move with the shadow or do they just pop out?
They would pop out if they would have to move with it inside the shadow. So they would have to be, because the moment any part of their shadow gets exposed to the light, is when the illusion wears off.
Okay. Unfortunately, I'm unempathetic, so I'm kind of just standing there looking at them, feeling nothing. I'm like, how's this our problem? What's in it for us?
I'm not concerned with what's in it for us, but I don't even know how the hell they would get out of here without attracting attention. So, fighting and magic is more my speed. So I'm not sure what I could do to help them. And I just got here. I'd rather not start fighting the guards.
Okay. Sorry. Kids interrupted me.
All good.
So Lieutenant Herrera, what does your sense of duty say you should do?
Obviously, I am looking for a place big enough to store and guarantee safety to these AIs. So I'm going to use the absolute direction that I do have as a skill or an advantage.
Absolute direction means that you would maintain your orientation regardless of where you are,
and
able to perceive threats from
that was like something
a 3D spatial sense.
Okay. Yeah, wouldn't that be for perception as well, like seeing if there's any spots or anything like that available for them?
What you can do is so base. Let me see. I want everyone to make an IQ check.
Okay.
1 second. I've stepped away from my computer.
Okay.
IQ check. I need to get under 11.
Yep, 3d6.
Okay. Oh,
If
I
it meets, it
did
beats. Dash, as a resident of the city, I'm going to say that you have a +2 on the for this IQ check, if needed.
Okay, and that's a 3d6 as well.
Yep. So, well, you meet and beat anyway, so that's good.
I
And
passed as
Boyd
well.
loses. Oh wait, no, you actually your IQ is
My
12.
IQ is 12.
So you meet and beat. Congrats. Wait, Saren. Yeah, you had 11. Lieutenant Hargo, you had a 10, but you got the +2, so yeah, you still beat it. Anyways. So yep, all of you pass it. So as you go and you guys take a look around, you guys try and look at the possible options that you can go and use to help them escape. One of the possible options is that you can try your best to sneak them into some packaging within the warehouse for an export. Though it's generally not going to be, but you think it might not be a very effective idea considering that they are the androids in charge of the transportation of stuff, so they're going to notice that their manpower is down when they start loading the crates. Your second option, you take a look around and you can see that there is the options to go and get down to the ground, back to the, I want to say ground floor, but off of the island or the floating city. But in order to do so, you need to go and catch the little ferry service that transports you people up and down to it. And you fear there is a very high chance that you fear that the androids are going to be recognized because androids are not typically allowed to leave the city. Same would apply for a taxi service to transport anyone, because no one is going to go and freely transport another android away from the city. Your fourth option, though a little riskier, is to try and sneak them through the city and get them to the teleportation and teleport them out.
I feel it would be easier to ship them out.
So you want to choose to ship them out.
But I'm going to be frank, my character does not give a fuck. He's just there.
Okay. Other inputs?
So I'll remain silent on this.
Me personally, I would sneak them out, and
To the
correct
teleporter?
me if I'm wrong, but correct me if I'm wrong, but Voids is like a lizard type character,
Okay.
or
And
Yeah, is
what
it,
about you, Montero? What do you think is going to be the best course of action?
For me, I'm not really familiar with shipping out, let alone teleportation, so I'm mostly deferring to either of theirs, whichever plan is less risky. Shipping them out seems like it could be
Sneaking them out is
faster.
probably going to be the least risky option for you.
It'd be the least risky, but it'd take longer. Shipping out would be more risky, but it would be faster.
That is true too. It is already nighttime, so
Oh, it's nighttime? Okay.
yeah. Sorry, my map.
I thought it was like noon.
My map. I can't predict making it nighttime. Yeah, there's like I said, it's a bustling nightlife. People are in the pubs, or shopping around. Neon lights everywhere. I didn't know what better backdrop to use to describe the floating city.
As I said, my character does not get anything out of this, so he does not give a fuck.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I wouldn't feel bad if I left them to their own device. Oh, no, actually, that's not true. I would feel bad leaving them to their own survival, but I'm also not in a position. Like, I don't want to get in the bad. I don't want to get a bad reputation right after literally arriving here.
Literally, only one of us is obligated to help them.
Yeah, so it's like I'm not indifferent. I'm willing to try and help, but I'm very limited in what I can do.
Okay. Did anyone take the fast talk skill?
I did actually, yes. And SG trash.
you did.
No, I'm a Fire Genasi like character.
Okay.
I have low empathy.
So with Lieutenant Argo Herrero, you have that stubbornness about you, and that callous nature. You're going to be very set in your way in your decision, naturally. You could change your mind and agree with one of their plans, but someone with fast talk is gonna have to be able to do so and convince you to do out of it, if they want to convince you out of it. But until they do, you are convinced in your way of helping them, and that is taking them and sneaking them through to that teleporter.
As I said, my character doesn't care either way. I have no empathy in this subset.
All right. So it is up to Montero to see if he can convince the lieutenant that sneaking out through the teleporter is not the right way.
The only thing I can think of, speaking about the teleporter, is that wouldn't it get pretty obvious that sneaking them out that way, like the people, whatever authorities run it, would pretty easily notice a bunch of people suddenly all trying to teleport out?
Well, using the teleporter is a freely common service among the citizens. It is free. It allows citizens to transport quickly between the different cities within the Julashai Kingdom. That way they don't have to worry about the need to travel. There is that risk of the teleportation sickness, but at that great benefit of being able to go to any city within the nation at an instant. And it's free access to anyone within the city. An android being spotted in the area isn't necessarily going to arouse too much suspicion, because androids walking around the city is just a normal thing. It's part of their duties and things like that. So it's not going to seem out of place too much. But the androids trying to access the teleporter is going to be a red flag.
Yeah, so like...
And the teleporter, just for everyone's... I couldn't find a better symbol for it. It's this big rock here. Hooked up to this machine.
I'll ask our... what's his rank again? It's like, I don't know why I thought lieutenant. Lieutenant. So, does our lieutenant think, or is our lieutenant capable of operating it so that way the androids can get out?
Oh, there's nothing that stops the androids from using the teleporter. It's just a major red flag and a general rule that androids are not allowed to use it because they are such a low-class citizens of the city or nation. That they serve one purpose, and that purpose is janitorial. They have no reason. The city views them as not having a right to them. Just as the citizens believe androids do not have a right to positions of power, such as teaching jobs, government positions, policing or anything like that, because they believe that an android might be able to abuse that power. So it's just more of they don't have the rights to use it. There's nothing that prevents them from using it.
So yeah, so it's like I'm in favor of these people not dying. But is it worth the risk? Would I at least have an inkling of an idea? Actually, let me ask the lieutenant, who is probably more. What if we get caught? What's gonna happen?
Well, I guess it depends on how many gets away, or like how much damage is done at this factory. But
It's millions of gold
I really
worth.
don't give a fuck.
They will get decommissioned. It is for fact that they will get this decommissioned if they are caught.
No, I get that. I was trying to be in character. I guess I'm not doing too well.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I can't figure out a good voice for him. So
basically, for your
Okay.
character, with your knowledge of the capital and everything, and the nation itself, trying to steal or transport an android is a serious crime.
well, is there a way I can do like a perception check and see if like there's any like a possibilities like not really, god damn it, more like an intelligence check or knowledge check, to see if there's any way I can know if there is a secret tunnel or passageway to one of these teleporters.
That's not a bad idea. Yeah, make a perception roll.
Okay, and that's a
3d6.
nat 20 or 3d6.
Yep.
Eight.
Ooh, that's actually really good. Okay. So, living in the city for so long, you tend to know like where the guard. You have a good understanding of where the guards are positioned. You have a good understanding of where the cameras are, their blind spots, when the guards change stations, and the basic routines of their security and how to reach them. Since it is a flying city, there's not really going to be a tunnel that you could necessarily access. However, you are able to devise what would be the best path to get through unnoticed.
Okay. To Saren's character, Prometheus. Am I saying that right?
I am Mentera.
Mantera, sorry. Mantera, well, obviously as a whole, I know a secret fucking passageway. Don't be fucking stupid. Or not the shortcut. Sorry.
Mm-hmm. And so, do you guys agree to follow him along to transporting these androids to the teleporter?
I have a feeling, my character has a feeling that this is going to end badly and a fight's going to break out. So yes,
I like it.
I'm thinking
my
if
character
this goes
only
badly, I
can
can-
be alive in combat.
All right.
I
So,
have no idea how this is going to end, but I can at least use the teleporter to get out.
one thing, everyone except you did not take. Oh, you did take stealth. Okay. Did everyone take stealth?
Yeah, I have
Yes,
stealth.
everyone has stealth. Everyone roll for your stealth to see just how sneaky you are in this transportation journey.
It's a 3d6, but I have a -1, but my dexterity's 11, so I have to roll below it, a 10 or below.
Yep.
Stupid question. I remember there's a rule, like if you roll so under your maximum, it's also critical success.
It's 10. If you get 10 below your level, then it's a critical success. So if you have a skill
I
of 16,
succeed anyways.
Yeah, a skill of 16 means you will crit on a 6 or lower. So Tash got a 16, and so Lieutenant Argo, your stealth is 14. So you failed your stealth.
Yep, I just saw that. Yeah, I saw that.
Prometheus, you passed.
My stealth is total of 15. I pass.
And then Seiren, you were supposed to get a 10 or lower, and you got a 12, so you failed.
I love the man made of fire is the most stealthy.
So what happens is that you guys all agree to try and sneakily escort these androids to the teleporter. And so you start over in this lower area, and you go and you guys make it past the fountain easily because not many people are paying attention by the fountains. You go and you make it past the front guards at the security entrance or at the palace. They aren't too concerned with what you're doing with androids because they're the palace guards. They're just here to prevent people from going in. But as you move along past the residential areas, we're gonna say Seiren stumbles upon some just refuse laying on the ground, tripping on the ground and knocking over the androids, making a big clashing sound. And Tash turns around and just callously shouts at both of them, or shouts at the androids and Montera, thus eliminating the stealth aspect of himself as well.
As soon as it all happens, just Prometheus is
just blending into the shadows and just not even paying heed and just doing his best to stay concealed and unconspicuous. Some of the people in the neighboring residential areas, in the neighboring residential area, see this going on, and they seem very alarmed and startled by it, and really confused as well as why androids are falling over and people are yelling at each other in the middle of the night. But they, after just a while, they just kind of just turn their attention elsewhere and get back to their lives. They don't seem to pay too much heed. Where did he go? Where did Seiren go?
I have no idea.
Oh no, it's showing that he went offline somehow.
He's back online.
Oh, yep, he's back on. He probably just had like an internet crash or something. No, and Tash muted.
No, I'm still here. I'm just listening.
Okay.
He hit a button on his PC.
Oh, he hit a button on his PC?
Oh.
Yeah, I asked if he was okay.
Oh, okay. We can wait for a second for him to get back in here. It's not too long.
He's rebooting now.
Nice. I've done that before where I'll just be sitting there and I'll kick my foot and like power off my computer. Sometimes I would do it at my old call center job. intent or accidentally unplug my computer so I don't have to take calls for another 15 minutes. Oh, those were the days.
While we're waiting, I guess I'll roll a joint for myself.
Yeah. You enjoy you enjoy in one of those states. I'm not sure exactly what the wording would be. You enjoy one of them legal states for you. Or are you doing this illegally? Because I've gotten into edibles myself. But I'm in Michigan where it's legal here.
I'll just go ahead and play the fifth.
What?
I'll go ahead and say that I just played the fifth.
You played the fifth?
Yeah.
My follower count dropped by 2. What happened there? Where they all went? He's gonna make it back in here eventually.
So, for knockouts, where do you typically stream at? Twitch or?
I do Twitch and YouTube. I do it for YouTube
Okay.
for it to record the session so we have a video log that doesn't expire.
Oh, okay. And
He's not sure what he's
Lloyd, I do
did, but
wanna
he's having issues booting up
Always having issues booting up?
at the moment.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and sorry, Void, for not being really good at this stuff.
You're all good.
Oh, dude, you're doing
fine.
you're doing fine.
Yeah, you're doing great, especially for your first GURPS game. But yeah, no, I am a heartless genie, basically.
Oh, okay. Like I thought you had like more like lizard type audio with the fire because like
No, I am a
that's playing
genasi.
D&D more.
I'm a genasi. D&D terms, I'm a genasi, particularly fire.
Meaning
Okay.
he exists. Basically, imagine it's just a fire elemental, but with flesh.
Okay. So I do apologize about that.
Oh no,
Okay.
you are fine, dude. You are doing great, actually. I'm sad Vendetta didn't join us tonight, though. That would have been great. You can
I
always
think
jump
really
in on
would've.
the next. You can always jump in on the next one.
So how often do your campaigns typically last?
So a campaign
Okay,
itself.
hold up. As a person who's been in most of his campaigns, they tend to fall apart when we lose players pretty quickly.
Yeah, usually when players they'll fall apart when the players like don't want to come anymore and stuff like that. And we struggle to bring new players in to replace them. That's usually when a campaign falls apart. But I mean, we've finished a couple campaigns before.
Like one. We finished one.
The space station one.
Yeah, that's because I completed my goal and I converted all the other guys into the bad guys.
You know.
Hello?
Hello. Welcome back.
Hello.
I'm back. I think on the intern's little computer, and it took a moment to get things back up and running.
Oh, yay.
I'm on my phone, but I didn't have to handle something in person, but I had my phone with me while I get stuff back up.
Okay. Well,
I'll still be.
we courteously waited for you. So basically, after the making some noise and stuff like that and getting noticed by the residents, they decided to pay you no mind. Nothing too major or anything about it. So you guys go and you continue on your way, and you get up into this area right near the teleporters, and it seems like everything is going extremely smoothly. No real issues yet, because no one's really caring at this point. And you go and you reach the teleporter. As being not very familiar with the many other cities in the Julashai nation, you put in for the one destination that you can think of, just to make it easier for everyone, and that is the destination to Prague. Because at least there, even though these bots may not live in a state of lawlessness, they will basically have to in order to escape the societal punishments that await for them. So in this process, as you enter in the coordinates for the Kalprog as your destination, you start firing it up. And that is when you hear the blazing sound of an alarm. The alarm is going crazy. It's like a crazy siren. And you just hear over a big loud speaker that's coming from all around the room with a teleporter that just says, "Warning, androids have been detected in the teleporter room. Warning," and it just keeps repeating that over and over again. You see as you turn around, you see multiple people, what look like military soldiers and police officers, running towards your direction. Flashlights with their futuristic guns drawn. There's hover cars with police insignia on them, floating above your position. Lights or headlights and other lights focused directly upon you. And so you are basically being now chased and hunted down. You hear one of the cops yelling and saying, "Look over there. Those people are trying to smuggle our androids out of our city. Get them."
I'm still kind of just stealthed away, not giving a fuck, right?
Yeah, I guess you would be probably stealthed away while you're inside the teleporter room, as best as you could be.
Is there any
then no fucks given.
Is there any vantage areas which I can post up or have a defensive point?
The what?
Or like a defensive angle? Is there any vantage points or places where I can have a dugout?
You could definitely take an advantage point, but you can tell by the sheer number of forces and their equipment being far superior to yours as well. It's not going to be a winning fight for you to defend yourself.
How long does
How
it
much
take,
longer?
out of character, how long does it take the teleporter to boot up?
It's going to take 30 seconds for it to teleport you.
So
Okay.
out of character, how much longer do we have before those forces to get
You got
inside that room?
You got 30 seconds from now, or basically from that position in time. So you're going to need to find a way to avoid capture for the next 30 seconds while remaining in that teleporter room in order for the teleport to go through and escape.
Is there anything I could knock over or break to create some kind of obstacle?
There are columns with inside the building. They would help if you're able to pass a strength check or even just a brawling or anything like that. If you want to be creative to go and knock it down, you can definitely attempt to do so. That will at least help prevent the on-foot soldiers from getting inside.
Stupid thing.
Yes.
Is it a closed off room type thing? Like
So,
one entrance, one
imagine
exit?
it's like a square room. Like imagine like a New York phone booth or whatever, like one
So
of those.
there is one
but
way in, one way out.
Yes, and it is, but it's much larger. It's a lot larger. It's, I would say, about 20 feet per side of the room. So 20-foot walls or lengthened walls. And the ceiling is glass, and the walls have large glass windows on them, but they're very sturdy glass. It's going to take more than just a mere punch or something to break through.
Now, second follow-up stupid question.
Yes.
Create darkness. Could I fill this room with just darkness?
You could. You definitely could. And the create darkness makes it so that you can see out of the darkness, but they can't see in.
I'll go ahead and do that just so I can stay hidden a little bit better.
Okay. So you create the darkness shroud. As a magic envelops you and the rest of the room. The guards and the police officers and basically the authorities are all looking out upon you and are shouting, "He's using the devil worshipping magic. We need to do something and stop them quick." Our citizens know that they are not allowed to use magic within our city. And so at this point, they are going to go and start moving in. You can hear and you can see them through the windows and everything. Though they can't see you, start approaching and surrounding the little base that you've got. 10 seconds have passed. You still have 20 seconds to mitigate. You can see them that they're going to go and try and get in through the entrance. You said you wanted to try and knock over that pillar, right?
You're a devil worshipping magic user. I'm not very happy. And I know which side I'm going to do for now. I'm definitely going to be using those columns as barricades.
Okay. So you're going to go up and start punching the columns and knock them over, or?
Knock them over, and maybe also see if I can use whatever small bits of debris as tripping hazards.
Okay. Roll for your power blow to hit those pillars as hard as you can to knock them over, because these are some really big, hefty pillars.
Oh, let's see. Gotta open the gun. Oh, interesting. Let's see.
You will need to hit. Let's see, with an IQ or will of 11, you will need to hit a 9 or lower to succeed.
Come on. Nope.
A 15. Ooh, that was close to a critical fail.
Oh, it didn't work.
All right, so you go and you run up to that pillar and you're all like, "Don't worry, guys, I got this." And you punch that pillar as hard as you can. And
Wait, you said power remove. That's what it is.
Yep. And
Wait, wouldn't it? No, never mind. It's something else.
And you do. As soon as you punch it, the pillar just slightly wobbles a little, not much. And your hand feels like you just literally punched a brick wall.
Oh, that didn't work. Let's see. Oh, is there anything small and round that I could just grab and throw at the floor?
Small and round that you can grab at the floor, throw at the floor?
Things like marbles, something like that size.
No, there's nothing that else. The teleporter room is usually kept barren, primarily because they don't want anything that's in the room usually gets teleported. With
I'm out of ideas. What's that? There's my.
You know what? I'm gonna roll for something. Do. It happens when it doesn't. Oh, okay, it doesn't happen. I guess it's not. All right. So, Lieutenant Argo, what do you want to try and do now that you're filled in a room with darkness that you can see out of, but they can't, but they can't see in?
And you said their armor is far superior than what my weapon gets.
Yeah, their gear, all of their gear is going to be far superior because this is basically the nation's security forces.
Can I do like an intimidation check and see if I can intimidate them to step away?
Yeah, how would you like to intimidate them? What actually
either get back or rip you to shreds.
Do what to shreds?
Just tell them like get back or rip them to shreds.
All right. Roll for your intimidation.
That's a 3d6, right?
Yep, a 3d6, and you get a +1 for your callous nature.
8.
You succeed. All right. So you start screaming out and yelling at them, and they seem to back away for a moment because they know a few of them recognizing your voice as being military personnel. They recognize your voice and recognize your effectiveness in battle and know that you are very capable of fulfilling or following through on that threat. And so they're taken aback for a bit before their superior officers yell at them to get back in and charge anyway, or charge in anyways. And so they back them off for a good moment, but they are now reapproaching the doorway again and attempting to go and try and break in. 10 seconds remain.
Is there a way I could bust up the door's lock or hinges? Or is it like a sliding door? Because I'm not familiar with this future door shit. This shit ain't normal.
It is going to be a sliding door mechanism.
Is the sliding door mechanism, is it electronic? like a keypad?
Yep. It is electronic.
Okay. My character will take the butt of my rifle and break and shatter the keypad.
Wait, but my question is there a keypad on the outside, or is it one way?
It's there's not going to be a keypad. It's just going to have like an automatic door functioning.
Oh, I thought it was like a keypad or something like that.
Just think of like your grocery store or whatever. Just an automatic door.
Is there a handle I could hold on to try and keep it closed?
No, there's not going to be handles to hold it closed because it's an automatic door.
Hold on. So, out of character, wouldn't the psychotic voices be like whispering like in my ears at the moment?
Yeah, you are in a very high stress situation. Okay, I'll send you a message of what your voice is going to be telling you to do. All right. Whether you want to listen to him or not, that is up to you. Whether it's good or bad, that is up to me. But you did pass. You did just pass. But actually, I think it says here that you're actually supposed to roll for it.
I think so.
Yeah, let me double check. Might be one that you roll for. It might not be. Fan voices. Blah 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 blah. May roll 3D on a 6 or less. You hear voices. Yeah, I know, and I did. Let me make the roll exactly.
It's
yeah, you are under stress, so make a will roll to determine whether you're gonna follow through with what the voices tell you to do or not.
And that's another 3d6.
Yep.
Okay. 14.
You fail. You now have to listen to your voices.
So I'll grab upon that rifle and I'll fuck them all. They all can burn to hell.
All right.
And then I proceed to start shooting.
You proceed to start shooting. All right.
I'm laughing like a maniac.
So your crazy laughter, followed by the shooting after the threats you had made. They can't see anything that is going on within the dark sphere, but they can see these bullets just randomly flying, sniper rifle bullets at that, just randomly flying right out of the dark bubble, just in random directions, hitting random officers, hitting some of their aircraft, and right as you hit one of the aircraft, you hear them shout, "Return fire! Return fire!" And the enemy starts raining bullets down upon you. Bullets are coming in all directions, hitting the windows and everything, but because they are such advanced and secure windows, that most of the bullets are just simply leaving bullet holes, not actually, and deflecting off of it, cracking the window little by little, more and more, to the point where they very well will shatter fairly quickly.
Is there a magic I could see? Since I'm not mostly using for offensive, but is there something I could do to try at least keep the window held together? Like a repairing magic or something?
Yeah, you can definitely do a fortify magic that's used to like fortify weapons and things like that to make them stronger.
All right.
And you could try and do that for that.
See let's see, what would that be?
Just roll for your IQ.
Okay.
And it's your
So
IQ plus your majory that you have to get under. So
under a 6 or under a 12.
yeah, 12 or under.
Yay, 5.
Ooh, that was almost a critical. So you managed to go around the room. You're rubbing your palms together or whatever it is that you do. How do you apply the magic to these windows?
I think I'm gonna do the whole have you've seen the Karate Kid because you referenced it where
Yeah.
Mr. Miyagi does the put hands together and then rubs them.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'll try that.
So you start rubbing your hands together, rubbing them really fast before you start running up to all of the windows and you start slapping each and every single one of them, fortifying it, making the bullets deflect more frequently and leave and puncture the glass less, buying you a significant amount of time to make it that before the windows break from all the bullets. But that is when you hear one of the I'm trying to think of the flying car police vehicles saying, "Time to release the big guns. We can just rebuild it." And you see them pulling out rocket launchers from the vehicle as they spawn out.
Oh, I can't. I'm sorry for cutting you.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
And can my character with the with the combat sense as essentially wouldn't my character be as a whole being able to watch them pull out the rockets and like aim for the rockets as helping shoot?
That would be an extremely hard and extremely difficult shot to hit. You would probably get a -8 modifier on trying to hit a rocket with your sniper. Because they're not exactly super far range. It's more of a mid-range. Secondly, it's dark out. Plus, you're in a dark bubble. Just because you can see out of it doesn't mean that it's 100% clear for you and your sniper. And then thirdly, they're going to be tiny little missiles that are going to be shooting out. And there's going to be multiple of them. More than your gun could possibly process or have in its clip. Or magazine, sorry.
Oh, all right. Well, sorry about interrupting.
Oh, no, you're fine. So, and that's a good question. So, basically, in this situation, you're not going to be able to shoot those rockets.
Okay.
But as the rockets start getting prepared and they start spewing off from the rocket launcher, and you see them just swirling through the sky, and that's when you finally hear teleportation sequence initiating in 3, 2, 1. And at that moment, right as those rockets seem like they were about to just break through that window and straight through that door, everything goes dark. And you have successfully teleported away from the situation. Now, during this teleportation, everything seems to be going. It stays dark for a while. It's not as instantaneous as you thought it would have been. It just feels like you're floating through nothingness for a moment. And during this time, you feel like you're losing a part of yourself, and then rejoining with yourself, and then falling back again, like a yo-yo, up and down with your body and soul, until finally, you everything seems to feel like it's coming together. Everybody is going to roll perception.
All right.
What does perception equal is based off of your IQ?
Yep, IQ.
Yay! I passed.
That's a pass for Tash as well. It meets, it beats.
I'm more concerned with my stomach right now. I'm not gonna lie.
And
passed as well.
Void passes. Everyone passes. So, almost simultaneously, you all start to like slowly open your eyes as though you've been asleep. And a very dim and stuttering light is flashing into your eyelids as you slowly open your eyes more and more. And you take a look around the room, and you just see these vials and tanks, things that look like they're like massive human-sized tanks, looking like they're holding some sort of life forms in them. Some of them are smashed to pieces, with their remains spilled. There's glass, metal, and everything just scattered on the floor as debris. Some in very big piles. The only light source is a single light bulb in the room, flickering and stuttering as though it's trying to stay alive itself. So Saren, or sorry, not Saren, Matt and Tara, you notice that as you're waking up, that you're seeing bubbles around you, bubbles moving, but you feel like you can breathe. You know you're floating underwater, but you can breathe still, like you're not in danger. And you realize as you look around a little closer that you are in one of those tubes, like with those human-sized tubes along the wall.
What the fuck?
Tash, you feel yourself. You find yourself laying upon a table. It looks like a doctor's operating table. You notice that some of your joints, where you have your augments at, primarily your eye, and a piece of your skull cap, are just like your piece of your skull cap is slowly peeled away and just extending enough to reveal some of the circuitry. Nothing seems to have been tampered with yet, from what you can tell. But your robotic eye that gives you your infrared vision is pulled out of its socket and is laying loosely upon your face. And then we have Void. Void is sitting there, noticing that he too is in one of those those glass tanks, but his arms seem to be bound around him with chains, as though to prevent him from moving too much. Kind of like a chain straight jacket.
Question: do I still cast a shadow in these tubes?
They're very well lit, so you're not casting a shadow, but there are other things you can do.
Oh, okay. I'm going to play to my character's fucking strengths, and I'm going to wake up. I'm going to look around. I'm going to see I'm fucking bound. And I'm going to get mad. And I'm going to emulate. Set yourself on fire without hurting yourself, of course. Deal proximity fire damage to enemies and objects within 10 feet of you.
All right.
Water is vaporized. Ice is melted.
So you start charging up, and you start getting angrier and angrier, and you activate your immolate spell from within yourself, and feel the heat pushing from inside of you out towards around you, and the water or fluid substance that you are residing in starts boiling rapidly. The glass around the tube starts to melt and disfigure until it finally starts to leak a little bit, and that leak in the hole that it's found suddenly gets bigger and bigger until it finally just cracks open and you fall face first into the ground. Your chains around you have melted off, and you're basically escaped from your jacket.
I'm going to immediately stand the fuck up. I'm going to look back. Do I see the dumbasses I got stuck in the party with?
Yes.
I'm going to immediately
Don't immolate
grab my
them.
dagger.
Don't immolate them.
No, I'm going to grab my dagger, and I'm just going to slam it into like the glass so it breaks for them.
Okay, so you're gonna go up to Montera's tube and try and break it open with your dagger.
Yep.
All right, roll a strength check.
Can I roll dagger instead?
I don't think it really matters. It's about your skill with the dagger. I think it's more gonna matter on your strength to break that glass. Because you could pick up a chair for all you want and try.
I failed.
Okay. All right, so you sit there and you start pounding on Montera's tube, and you're just pounding away, clinking at it, like, don't worry, I'm gonna save you.
Could I do a brawler check to see if I can?
Yeah, your arms aren't bound because you're
Okay.
just a human. They don't expect you to be able to do much.
I have brawling +2, so I would need to get a 12 or less.
Yeah,
Okay. Success.
9. So you go and you start rapidly punching the glass yourself, and using some of your magic, you put a little bit of extra oomph and force behind it, until eventually you manage to go in, hit a sweet spot, and break it open and pour yourself out right in front of Prometheus.
Okay.
And now all that's left is Tash, who is bound to an operating table with his cybernetics exposed.
So, how do you know how to put a metal man back together?
You go to talk to of me, and I'm still just red hot steaming.
Okay. I'm guessing the lieutenant on the table is awake.
Yep.
I've built myself back together.
Okay. Do you need any help getting out of restraints, though?
Yeah, that'd be great. I won't fucking
I'll
talk
try and help him get out of his restraints.
Okay.
Kiss my ass.
And they're just normal operating table restraints, so you're able to go and help get him out of it.
Okay, that's good.
It's not. It doesn't turn out to be too difficult. You just cut him open. Okay. And so now he gets up. He's gonna get freed from his restraints. He's gonna set up. He's gonna reattach his skull plate and his eye, so that he's back to normal. And so you are now stuck in this, what appears to be a very desolate lab room. And it seems that you were hooked up to it to be operated on, from what it appears, or experimented with. You guys feel fine. You guys don't feel like you had been invaded or had any invasive surgeries or anything like that performed on you. Seems like you woke up just in time. There is only one exit out of the room, and it's down a long hallway filled with rows of these tubes with creatures in them.
I'm definitely going to be looking at the creatures. I know that. Let's see. Would I know of? Would there be legends like Frankenstein from where I'm from? But I guess they'd be more magical creations, not so much.
Yeah, these are going to be more
scientific.
like, you're going to find things like kobolds, you're going to find other kind of humans, you're going to find just basically different monsters and things like that that are basically unconscious or dead and suspended in these tubes.
Well, I at least recognize some of them.
So if you can see when you proceed or down the hallway, is that it goes in and it turns off. Give me one moment. I gotta pull it up on my end. Don't look at it. Okay. I have a map build out for this. Okay, so you notice that the hallway turns. It comes to a fork at it, and you must either go left or right. Back behind you is just nothing but the operating room equipment and the tubes that you broke out of.
Okay, guys, left or right? What do you think? I do turn around to make sure I'm not alone where I am.
Okay.
Like making sure that they are with me and I'm not just alone in the tunnel.
Yes, they are with you. They have you guys proceed through the hallway with the creatures, all filled with different various types, but without any issues. As scary as it may seem.
Can I just avoid the question and just just hear for anything like anything else is ordinary or suspicious or something I need to be cautious of?
You hear the sound of clinking gears to the right of you, with sounds that sound like panting. Let me see here. 1 sec. You hear you hear the sounds of panting and what sounds like what's the word for it? Like kind of like a rainmaker, you know, those little instruments.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. So like one of those, it kind of sounds like those mixed with a panting noise. That's coming from the right. To the left, you hear nothing.
Well, I suggest go right.
I have no opinion.
I don't really know which way to go, so I'll go with your suggestion. Let's go right.
All right. So you guys head towards the right. The hallway is just littered with more metallic debris, glass, shattered tables, just anything and everything you could imagine. From everything that you're seeing here, this looks like a laboratory that was that seems to have been abandoned and put to ruin.
Wait, if this is supposed to be abandoned, how the hell did we get here?
And so that's a good point. So as you're going through, you're going and navigating the hallways, and eventually you come to a room, and this room seems to be a little bit more intact than the rest of the hallways and rooms you've been in so far. You can see along the wall a set of computers on little desks, kind of like I imagine like how the little NASA desks look like, or whatever. That can join to the walls. Everything seems to be looking mostly intact. In fact, the monitor flickers with life, displaying a screen of, I guess, who the only one who would technically know would be Mr. Lieutenant Argo as a lit login screen.
Can I log into that?
There's a whiteboard in the corner of the room near the machines. With what you said, you wanted to try and log into the computer?
Yeah. I mean, wouldn't that be like more like a military installation? Would that mean with lavatories and stuff like that? So when my previous military history allowed me to get in the computer.
So when you look at the login screen, you can definitely see that it does have some. It does have some military operating systems and logins, similar to what you had used when you were in the military. So you do recognize it. However, it still needs a username and a password. It seems the username is already filled in, and it just says admin. But you still need a password.
Can I check around and see if any of the desks in the in the hallway or in the nearby surrounding areas have like any drawers?
That would be. I'm gonna check for your skill in this because I think you had something similar. Yeah. And no advantage that goes along with it. Okay. Roll for search because that is what you are, the skill you were trying to use. So you're gonna still roll a 3d6, but search. It is perception -5 for the default, or if you have criminology minus, then it would be -5, but you don't have it.
No, I don't. So I have to get really low.
Yep, you have basically with your perception at 10, you have to get a 5 or lower.
Nope.
You managed to get an 11. So you did not find anything. You start rifling through drawers. You're seeing notes and papers just everywhere. Most of it's mostly garbage from what you could tell at first glance. And you're just throwing things around and you can't find anything anywhere on or among the desks. Everyone should roll a perception check for this room. Just a standard perception check.
I have failed by 1.
Do I need to roll another perception or no?
Yes.
I make it. Barely.
Yes, you do need a roll of basic perception. Tish. 12. Okay, perfect. So you still failed. Because your perception is 10. Void makes it. And Saren 12. Did you make it, or I think
I failed by
you
one.
failed.
My perception's 11.
Okay, so Tash and or sorry, not Tash, Montera and Lieutenant Argo decide to continue searching for a password or something, looking around the room and doing the best they can, but turning up really nothing. They're looking under chairs, looking under tables, not really finding much. Prometheus is wondering why these guys are such idiots and just looks directly at the whiteboard that is sitting right next to these computers and sees.
It's got to be something complex. It can't be like submitting.
As I see this, I'll walk up to the keyboard, look down, and I try to hit the buttons corresponding with the letters.
And well, he sees for you to guess what the password is. It says login admin password hint double me.
Blackjack.
No. You try the term blackjack and it does not let you log in.
Double me.
Yo, I don't know anything about these fancy light boxes, but does this? I point to the whiteboard. Does this have anything to do with it?
Yes, the whiteboard is going to have to do with the password.
I'm pointing out to the technologically advanced people.
Oh.
Or the one guy.
It's like, I'm not technologically advanced.
Yeah, we got a bunch of fucking magic users and one like, yeah, I'm a science guy.
There's no way I can hack in that with that because I don't have the skills for that.
Okay, but this is basically like a riddle point. The password hint is double me.
Double me?
The login is admin. The password hint is double me.
Double me. How is it? ME?
No.
Can I just make a straight up intelligence check?
Well, I mean, like, is the hint? Is it double, like GOUBLE, double, and then ME for me?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just the words double and me.
Oh god, I'm gonna try. Is there anything else? Is there books or anything in this room? Or is it just like the whiteboard and this console?
No, but if you guys want to make an IQ check, I will allow like a kind of like a technological recall, I guess you could say, like knowledge recall for another hint.
I'm just trying to think. Double me. It's like, that's not a phrase I've heard of.
I failed my IQ check.
All right, so no hints for you guys. Never mind.
Oh god. Double me.
Since it's a double me, why don't do meme?
I mean, I wasn't sure, but ME?
You know what? That was a lot better and more creative than what I had, and I wish I had done that as the password, but no. But I'm giving you bonus points for that alone.
Thank you.
I didn't even realize that. If you have experience with computers, you're very familiar with people always doing this. Especially
I don't socialize
IT.
with people. I don't know if people's. Everyone that I know has passwords that aren't really simple.
I've been using the same passwords from high school.
Oh god, I've changed mine over the years. But double me? What the fuck am I missing here? I feel like I should know this, but I don't.
When you first... Have you ever configured an IP?
Nah,
Have you ever
if I did, it was a long
Have
time
you ever
ago.
configured your router before?
No.
Do I look on the back of the whiteboard? Is there some? Did he write it on the back of the console?
No.
Uh,
No.
Oh fuck.
What is the basic admin login?
Well, it's actually very like what is it in the recent history has changed to where it's like on the router. It's like what? Wait, is it admin?
You
That's
try
crazy.
the password admin and it unlocks.
What the fuck?
That's fucking brilliant.
Meme was better.
The password is admin and the login is admin.
Meme was better.
All right. Give me a moment here. Okay. So as you open up the computer and log in, you're going to notice a series of different file notes. You start to explore the file notes one by one.
I'm watching in amazement as he moves the cursor across the screen.
Me?
How does this work?
Sorry, 1 second. I need my inhaler. Okay, I can breathe again. Mostly.
You okay?
Yeah, sorry, my asthma just acts up. It's allergy related. So you got the series of notes. The first of the series of notes discusses kind of like a brief overview about how they have just started their experimentations with monsters. Their plan is to try and integrate specifically with monsters and humans, testing unfound technology, like experimental technology that would be considered really too unsafe to test legally. And so they're basically doing some illegal testing that is grafting cybernetic augmentations on the humans and monsters, but mostly monsters. The reason why they chose mostly monsters is because monsters are both extremely powerful and intimidating, but at the same time, because they are highly despised and feared by the masses in general, that a monster going missing is going to be more praised than it is investigated. And the experimentations, and then the second file talks about how the experimentations are being a success, that they are working well. The monsters are integrating very nicely with all of these augmentations. They're seeing surprising results of feats of strength obtained by them that have never been seen by their kind before. They are improving, getting faster, just overall just becoming super monsters with these cybernetic implants. The third and final message discusses about how the mechanical augmentations being forced onto the monsters has slowly started to corrupt their thinking and their minds even more, on top of basically constantly being drugged since they are enslaved and kidnapped. So a mix with all of these factors was driving the monsters just more and more insane. Scientists getting attacked, getting eaten, things going wrong, some of the creatures breaking out of their cells. It led to a complete chaos, and these seem to be the researchers' final notes about the entire thing. And the last parting message that is left in there was the researcher cursing the council for imposing such a project upon them in the first place. And just as you finish reading that last file, you hear a massive howling coming from going in the distance that sounds not like it's in the same room, but it's not very far away either. How do you want to proceed with that?
Well, I heard a. Is it a howl I have any familiarity with?
You wait. You're a wolf boy, right? Yeah,
Yes,
Montera.
I am.
Yes, you would.
I am. I am definitely wolf boy, not human.
Yes, you would be very familiar with
My
this
ears
howling.
have simply not grown in yet. What are you talking about?
I had wrote this out before you created your character, so I had no intentions for this, but yes, you would be very familiar.
That's... Is one of Dad's friends locked up here? What the fuck? Okay, I gotta go investigate this shit.
What do you
Seeing this dumbass leave the room, heading towards the sound, I'll follow him.
Okay. And what
I
about
would like
you?
to stealth doing it though.
I'll follow, but I'll mock him. Like, this is a stupid fucking idea.
So you're going with them?
Yeah, I'll go with him.
Okay.
I want to sit there and watch him if something goes wrong.
All right. Consulting.
May I make a stealth attempt?
Your latest stealth attempt?
May I?
Yeah, you can attempt stealth. And you failed to roll.
I passed my stealth check.
Okay, perfect. So you pass your stealth check. Does anyone else want to stealth before they go into that room?
I don't think I would because of familiarity with werewolves.
Okay. So, we are, let's see here. Just looking at my map, sorry. Alright, so as you go and you enter the room, or the next room, you start to get this faint odor that you are very familiar with, the odor of a wet dog. But you also notice the very familiar sound of that rainmaker noise getting more distinct and clear, and what you hear as a hissing sound. And you very well recognize this from within your community as well, of what this could be or potentially be. You don't see anything immediately. There's pockets of darkness all around the room, and the noises seem to coming from all of them.
Can I give a howl back and kind of like just see if that works as a greeting at least?
Oh, before he does that, is there any way I can do a use my infrared vision by chance and see scout to warn him before he attempts to do that?
Yep. Your infrared vision is... What's the bonus it gives? This is perks or something. Come on. It's hard to scroll through all this. Um, also gives you a +2 on all vision rolls to spot such targets since their heat stands out from the background. Okay. So what you observe, make your perception vision roll. So basically, roll 3d6 and try and get under 12.
Nope. They got 15.
15. Oh no.
Yeah.
Okay. So you look around the room, and as you're quickly scanning across the room, trying to find out where the source of this noise is, you think you're catching like small glimpses of heat here and there, but they pass real quickly and soon just are no longer there, like they've just disappeared. So you can feel that there is something else in this room, but you can't seem to see where.
I must howl like father.
All right.
Must wreak the kind. I don't know what check that would be. I don't have any skills that would help. Wait, would it be occultism?
I would say roll your. Well, you have unfazable.
Yeah, I have unfazable and combat reflexes.
Well, I'm trying to think like the unfazable is going to make it. From fright checks and reaction modifiers. You are exempt from fright checks, so I was going to give you a fright check, but you have unfazable, so. Okay. So you howl out into the darkness, and you hear a corresponding howl return back to you. I'm going to say, Lieutenant Argo, with this synonymous howling that goes on, you quickly turn your infrared gaze at the source of the other howling, and you are quickly able to identify that which looks like the head of a werewolf.
How close is that werewolf?
It seems like he's poking. The head is just poking out right behind a desk, so you can't see too much of him beyond that.
I would do an intimidation check right there to have him come out.
And Tashwell?
Yeah.
So Lieutenant Argo does an intimidation check. Roll for your intimidation. It's going to be 13 and under.
6.
Okay, well, good roll. I'm just kidding. The werewolf comes out and howling, trying to match your intimidation.
I'm not sure if mine would be intimidation, since I would think I was trying to do a greeting duel.
Well, Tash is trying to intimidate it.
Oh, okay, I got confused.
And Tash got a 6 on his intimidation check, so the werewolf is approaching Tash, I should say, approaching Lieutenant Argo now, trying to match his intimidation. Now, no longer howling, but now at a subtle growling.
I'm trying to think. What would Father do in this situation?
On interrogate him, ask him who he is, why is he here, who brought you here, and try to use some of those skills to my advantage.
Are you asking? Are you asking, or were you telling?
I'm asking. No, I'm asking this creature, like, who are you? Who brought you here? Why are you here?
Uh, he says that he's just a werewolf. He says, "I'm just a werewolf. I was brought here against my will. I was traveling and set upon by what I thought were a group of robbers or bandits. And when I woke up, I was here, and they grafted, and he just starts growling more and more in an intense pain, grabs his head and starts shaking it, and you hear this metal creaking noise, and you decide to look down, and you notice that his legs and lower half of his body is just completely missing, and it replaced instead with larger, more mechanical legs. And at first you didn't quite realize it, but now it makes sense why that werewolf is so tall. So much taller than you were used to. And then, as you look back up, you see the werewolf struggling with all of his might, and eventually just starts into a guttural growling. His eyes gone animal, as he goes and starts to glare upon all of you. Except for, Prometheus, who's skulked away somewhere in the shadows. So, the werewolf is now in a bestial state. He is no longer open to communication and is about to attack.
Would I recognize that?
Yes. Oh, yes. You would definitely recognize that.
Well, then it's like, if I remember correctly, when in this situation and Father got into a fist fight with other werewolves, it's like, I think it was strike first before they get the chance. So I must attack.
All right. So, everyone is going to roll for initiative. And I'm going to roll as well. Just roll a 3d6.
Okay. Let's see here. Okay, I was just checking something. Okay, that doesn't apply. Okay. I was just reading over combat reflexes. Does not matter in this situation.
Mm-hmm.
3d6. Ooh, 16. I don't know if that's good or bad in initiative, but I'm assuming bad.
All right. So we got Prometheus at a 9. We have Argo with a 13. And then we have Montero with a 16. Sorry, I'm just writing. I gotta write down the combat order on this real quick.
All good.
Okay, so it is Prometheus. Then it's Argo, or no, not Argo. Yes, Argo. Then it is the werewolf. And then it is Mentera. I gotta do better at memorizing names. I am horrible with names. Alright, so Prometheus, you get to go and act first in this. You are currently stealthed, and they do not even know, and they are not aware of your presence.
Okay. How far away from the werewolf am I?
I would say a good 6 feet. Like you could easily attack it if you wanted to, but you can easily avoid it too.
I'm just going to use one of my actions to be, defensive, and the other action to cast Black Flame Enchantment.
So you cast Black Flame Enchantment
Yes. On my dad.
on your dagger. All right, and the Black Flame attachment enchantment makes it so that your blade does a little bit 1d4 extra damage.
1D, yep, and it's harder to dodge in darkness.
Yep, and especially in darkness. So they get a minus. In this darkness, it's like flickering lights. So I'm going to say halfway, so a -3 on their dodge.
And that will be my turn, because I'm not quite ready to strike.
Okay. And you have a defensive stance. All right. Suddenly, you start hearing all of you start hearing a hissing sound, and it's getting a lot louder. It's coming. It still sounds like it's coming from all around. You can't pinpoint its exact location, but the hissing is definitely there, and it's not coming from the werewolf. All right, Argo, your turn.
Like I know that werewolf's pretty close to me. Is there any way I can try to dodge out of any incoming attacks, or move out of the way as quick as possible?
Yeah, so you want to take like an evasive maneuver to like move away. So,
Yes.
let me explain to you and Montera how combat works, because I forgot to do that. So, like D&D, D&D's combat is every round of players going through is exactly 6 seconds. But in GURPS, every single round is exactly 1 second. Combat consists of you get 2 maneuvers. Only you get to attack and move. You can attack and then save it for a dodge. You can just move and save for a dodge. You can all-out attack. It's different than an extra attack. All-out attack just means that you get a +4 to your damage instead of rolling damage twice. But that's only if you hit on that all-out attack. But so if you choose, you could choose to say move away and attack. You could choose to move away and hold a dodge. Or you could choose to attack and still hold a dodge with these combinations. And a dodge means that if you are targeted for an attack, you get to roll. And if you roll below your dodge modifier, which is usually, I believe, wasn't it dodge is like +8? I'd have to. It's like 8 or 9 for standard for most people. Duty. Basic move, encumbrance, move. What the heck is dodge?
Dodging page 326.
Is it on 326?
I just looked up the word dodge. Dodging. see. Active defense is basic speed plus 3?
Yes, here we are. 324 is where you get your maneuvers of what you can do. You can do aiming, all-out attack. You can do an all-out defense, where you can increase the power of your defense or give your chance to dodge twice. Attack, change posture, concentrate, feint, evaluate, move and attack, move, ready, wait. Defending, dodging. A dodge is an active attempt to move out of the perceived path of an attack. It is normally the only active defense you can take against firearms. Your dodge active defense is basic speed plus 3, dropping all fractions. Basic speed.
Oh, speaking of which, how do we determine our speed?
I think I saw that at the top. Movement. Basic speed. Basic speed is a measure of your reflexes and general physical quickness. So, to calculate basic speed, add your health, HT, and your dex together, and then divide the total by 4.
So HTAP and Dex, right?
HT and dex.
Round up or down?
You round down.
I have 5.
Wait. Oh, wait, no. Do not round it off.
Okay.
So... $42... You got... Your basic speed would be 5.5, right?
Yes.
Argo, your basic speed would be considered 5. And Montera, I think you're 5 as well.
5.25, but yeah, 5.
5.25, okay. And then you basically add 3 to it and then round down.
Okay, so I have 8.
Round up. Whatever one it said.
Does
Okay,
it
that
round to
works.
the nearest or round to the... So what I think, if I'm rounding up, then I'd be 5
Dropping
plus
off
3.
fractions, so rounding down. So, basically, since you guys are all in the 5 range, your dodge is 8. Meaning, in order to dodge something, you have to roll an 8 or less.
Okay.
But dodging is one of the most active defending rolls that people do. The others are parry or block. Parrying is more difficult, and blocking is just deflecting as much damage as you can. So, let's see here. So, Argo, with consideration of all the things that you can do, what would you like to do? What do you think would be the ideal situation for you? And you muted. Tash? You muted yourself, buddy.
Oh, I thought I fucking unmuted myself for a second. I'm sorry. No, I need to take a base of maneuvers and gather around surrounding information about surroundings, available vantage points, or anything like that. Possible ways I can attack the werewolf.
Okay. So you can do. So you want to do like a move and hold the dodge.
Yes.
All right. So, the werewolf is standing in basically in the center of the room at this point. Are you going to be moving to like one of the back corners?
I'm gonna be moving off to the side of the room.
Just moving over to the side of the room.
Yeah, just moving over to the side of the room, take a view of my surroundings at the moment.
Okay. Take a view of your surroundings. All right, roll a perception.
14.
So you go and you move over to the side of the room and you try and scan the room as much as you can with your infrared or infravision. You're able to see the werewolf clearly now, but you keep scanning around the room for that hissing noise, but you can't seem to find it still. And it's driving you insane. Let's see here. It's not necessarily scaring. It's not necessarily scaring you, but it's just bothering you that you can't seem to find it. Yeah, let's roll for your voice. Or actually, I'm gonna roll. I have to roll to see if voices even do happen.
No.
Don't worry, I got my own secret roll going. Okay, that definitely happens.
I rolled a 9.
So you self-control yourself. So you have the, so if you succeed on a disadvantage check, you have the choice of following through with your disadvantage, or anyways, or you do have the ability to resist it. Passing a disadvantage check is only for the ability to resist. You aren't forced to resist any of your disadvantage traits if you don't want to.
Okay.
But there you go. I sent you the voice that's going through your head. You get to make the decision of whether you want to act on it or not.
I'll hold off right now.
Okay. All right, and now next up in the order list is Mr. Werewolf. He's the big bad wolf, don't you see? And he's gonna huff and he's gonna puff. And then he's gonna take your knees because they took his. uh, right. 1d3 to see, or 1d2 to see who he's going to target. All right, he's going for Argo. You should have tried to intimidate him, Argo.
I should. I should have. I'll dodge. I'll dodge
So
the attack.
he is going to go for just a basic claw swipe. Walk up to you and claw swipe. So he's using a move and an attack maneuver.
And that's a 3d6.
3d6, and you got to roll less than 8. Or 8 or less.
12.
You don't hit the dodge. So we hit a 3d6 from my side. And he hit on the money, so it hits.
brings 11 It'll be 9 now.
Montera, how much health do you have?
1 second.
Your HP is 10, it looks like.
Yes, should be.
Okay, perfect. I just need to make sure I keep track of this because that's going to be a major thing for us.
So I think my dodge value when I have to roll it is 9 because of combat reflexes. +1 to all active defense rolls.
Oh, yes, it would be for you. That's why combat reflexes is really good. Because it takes a number that is really low for defenses and helps boost it up a bit.
Gotcha.
All right, so the werewolf has made his move and attack maneuver. It is now Montera's turn on what he will decide to do.
I'm a deck him in the schnoz.
You're gonna deck him in the schnoz.
Do I have
love
to?
it. Roll brawling. Unless you plan.
Move closer though first.
Yes, it will be a move and attack because he did move away to chase down Argo. So after you punch, move and attack, you will be left open to attack with no
That's
ability
fine,
to dodge.
All right, and then I also have extra attack. So would that do 2 attack? Would that be move and 2 attacks?
Oh yeah, you could do both attacks.
Okay. And then, do I have to do anything with magic, or is it just like punching and magic happens at the same time? Not for any actual effect, just flare.
If it's just flare, you could do magic. I don't care.
Okay. I'm gonna punch him with lightning punches to the nose.
All right, so
Okay,
you punch
Bobby
him with
back.
a two-handed combo of punches to the nose as you run up to him.
I have +2 to brawling, so I would need to roll. And it's a dexterity, so
14 or 13 and under.
okay, and it's 2 rolls, right? So a 4?
Yes, 1 for each attack.
That's a 4.
That's a crit.
And then I'll roll the next one. A 13, so 2 hits.
So 1 hit and 1 crit. So as you run up to the werewolf turns around to look at you as he notices you running up. And you get 1 really good solid jab right into his nose. You swear you could see his face just crinkle up just a bit before extending back into its normal figure. And after that, you follow up with another punch to the side of his snout. Or his schnoz. And hit him again. Really good. Roll for the first one. You roll a... Let's see, what is brawling damage? I think it's still a 1d4.
Oh, let me check something. Let's see. So 1d4?
On an attack roll 3, you do not roll for damage. Your blow automatically does the maximum damage. Oh, so if it was a 3 and not a 4, the crit would be you go max damage. But so yeah, since it's punching, do a 1d4 plus what is it that we do? +2? What did we used to do? Yeah, it's been a couple years. I'm a little rusty.
What do we used to do for what?
Crits.
I believe we just did double damage die.
Yeah, I think we did too. Now that I think about it. So yeah, so just roll 3d4.
3d4?
Yep, 3d4. You
Total
get
damage.
you get 2 for the crit and then 1 for the
8.
regular. So you deal a total of 8 damage to it. I'm just gonna put -8 out of question mark. He's looking a little bit bruised up on that schnoz there, right there. Just a
What
straight.
I know, knowing what I know about canines in general, their nose is one of the most sensitive parts of the body.
Just a straight on punch. And I was gonna. Usually there would be a modifier to make it harder to hit, but I liked the idea so much. I was like, yeah, screw it.
Also, I don't think a werewolf would see a human coming up and punch them in the face that bad.
Yeah. Well, there's things like aim maneuvers, like hitting them in the head is like a -5 to aim for, while like a gut shot is easier. But
I'm
I
looking
like
at the
idea
chart.
of the
The hardest modifier that I can see is a tiny part of the body, such as eyes, and that's a -3 or +3, however you want to look at it.
eyes and vital organs. So if it is your eyes, or if you're trying to aim for the heart or the lungs specifically, or if you're trying to like aim for their jugular or something like that, those vital organs are a -9 modifier because it's so hard to hit. So you actually have to be like a real master in your craft or get really lucky with a crit to be able to hit those.
All right, well, my turn is done.
All right. Prometheus, it's you again.
Okay, so it moved away from me, right?
Yep, he's moved away. He's over next to Argo and Montera now at the other side of the room.
Question. I do know I get like a modifier when I attack from stealth. What was that modifier again?
That's a good question. Nothing under stealth and nothing under sneak attack. That's weird. I'll say you get a +2 to hit with the skill. Plus you get an extra +2, or no, he gets a -3 on his dodge. So you get a +2 to hit for attacking from stealth, and then if you successfully do damage with a sneak attack, I'll do extra 1d, or just an extra flat +3 on damage.
Okay, then I'm gonna walk up to this wolf and stab him in his back.
And stab him in the back with your little green black flame dagger.
So it's a +2 to hit, you said, right?
Yep, +2 to hit. Because he doesn't know you're there. And he can't dodge anyways.
Oh, I know that's gonna hit, but
Oh, 11.
I don't know how much damage my daggers do, besides the +4.
So you get an everyone's basic weapons do 1d4. Except for the sniper rifle. That one's going to do like a 1d6. Because that's a fucking
You said
sniper.
+2 to damage as well, right?
+2 to damage.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember what you said. I'm sorry.
+3 to damage for the sneak attack. So you're going to roll 1d4 for the dagger. You get 1d4 for the fire damage. And then you get
8 damage.
Yep, the +3. So you deal 8 damage to the wolf. So he's now at -16. So basically, you go and after he gets punched in the snoz and his back is finally turned to you, you take your moment in that second to run up quickly as well and just plunge your fiery dagger right into the middle of his back and just pull down and yank it out, leaving it behind a big gashing wound. The werewolf starts to breathe a little heavier before letting out a mighty howl in rage.
Normally, I would have to make a bloodthirst check. I'm just going to choose to fail it.
Okay?
So now this motherfucker will die.
Alright, so you go into your bloodlust mode, which... Bloodlust. For review. You want to see your foes dead. In battle, you must go for killing blows and put in an extra shot to make sure you have downed your foe. Basically meaning you have to go all-out attack every time now. There's no move maneuvers, dodge maneuvers, nothing. You're going for all-out attacks.
Well, I assume I have to do all out. I have to move to follow the target.
Well, yeah, if you need to move, yes. But there's like no
Question.
moving back out of the way and going into stealth.
Spells count as attacks, right?
Yes, spells. If the spells are going to attack, yeah.
Okay, cool. That's all I need to know.
So, you must make a self-control roll whenever you need to accept a surrender, evade a sentry, take a prisoner, etc. Or basically do anything that isn't an all-out attack. If you fail, you attempt to kill your foe instead, even if that means breaking the law, compromising stealth, wasting ammo, or violating orders. Out of combat, you never forget that a foe is a foe. So, yep, we got to go in all-out attack mode now. Now, everybody's rolling perception.
Okay. I failed.
I failed.
I failed.
Okay, well, this is going to be a little fun. Bam, bam, bam. Lizard. Man. You know what? I'm going to call him Robo Lizard. And I'm going to call him Mech Wolf. There we go. Do, do, do.
I do not. So 1 second. Just rolls 3d6. You said dexterity, correct?
I passed.
I pass.
I passed. Barely, but I passed. Acrobat. I matched it with acrobatics.
Do you mean more like a whip where it's segmented? Extends and tracks? So like Ivy's whip from Soul Calibur.
I'll, I'll go ahead and listen to those voices, by the way, and says, fuck them and shoot them all. This is where I start taking these voices. Yes. Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, I'll just do the force sword. I'll just do the force sword. Two on the 1d4. Oh, sorry. Oh, my bad. 9. I got a 9. I want to aim for. I'm gonna go ahead and aim for the werewolf at the moment.
Yeah. You couldn't roll dodge anyways. This man likes to leave his back open. He just sees the man on fire. He's like, I don't know if I should touch this man or not. Uh, it's all about the boot snap. He snack. He's like, ha! And then we're all like, dodge, dodge. Fuck you, stab.
Okay, well, I can do attack and dodge, right? All right. Well, I'm gonna be doing attack and dodge against the werewolf. I shall do. Oh, okay. So just be attack and then save dodge. Gotcha. Okay, so I'm gonna attack the wolf twice, and then save. Yeah, yeah, and then save the other one for dodge, right? Yep. But this time, since he's turned away from me, I'm gonna aim for the kidney. So kidney punch, and pause. So let's see. 3d6, and it's +2 to my dexterity for attack, or so we need to hit 13 or less. So yeah, okay, so 13 or less. Okay. Oh, okay. I wasn't sure how to do that. So 13. So a 7 and a 16. So one hit, one miss.
Yeah, because you can't target vitals with
I
unarmed
know, but it's
strikes
just
unless you have pressure point.
that's fine. Yeah. Also, he's a mix of flesh and metal, so I have no idea if this is where his kidney is. So just 1d4, 1 damage. Damn. Gotcha.
Okay, how far is the lizard from me? See, at least 10 feet from me. Okay. Oh, that's fine. As long as he's in 10 feet of me, I'm good. Because this werewolf tried to attack the man of fire. I'm sorry, teammates, but I cast Emulate as one action. So creatures and objects in 10 feet of me take passive fire damage. Yeah, I'm sorry, friends. If you're in 10 feet of me, it's about to get hot.
Oh boy.
I'll just go ahead and roll that fire damage. Two fire damage.
Then I am next to the werewolf, but I don't know about the lizard.
So you be taking the 2 fire damage.
I'm the only one away, along with the lizard.
And the lizard's in my range, but he's on the edge of my range. So now here's a second follow-up stupid question. Is my blade still coated in black flames, or is that a once per hit thing? Aw, just constant fire damage. Okay, cool. I will stab the werewolf because I have to make a full round attack. That will hit. I'm making sure that's not a critical. Nope, it's almost crit. It's just normal damage. Eight more damage towards the werewolf. And that will be my turn. Oh, yeah, I will let you know if I'm calling tall shots. I'm just going in at it. I'm angry. Took his leg. That's the punchy guy, right?
Yep.
You take 1 more fire damage, my friend.
Okay. So wait, so the fire damage you did earlier was 2, looks like, right?
Yes, so you've taken 3 fire damage in total.
Okay. So that's 7, correct? 7 of 10? Okay. And then I shall attack again from the back. Attack the werewolf again. First, right? That's a miss. Second, miss. Double whiff. I'd like to not get burned, so I'll use my other to move enough away that I'm not in the 10 radius.
You run to the other side of the lizard.
Gotcha.
No, I'll be last. I think it's the werewolf's turn.
No, it's mine. He also takes 2 fire damage. Wait, the lizard man is 10 feet away from me. Okay. I don't give a shit. He's burning alive. Through the werewolf? The werewolf's between me and the lizard. I'm pick. Okay. Oh, I'm not looking at stream. Nah, I'm good. I believe you, man. Okay. I'm made of goddamn fire. I could still get cut and stabbed and shit, but I don't think fire would be very effective against me. See, that's literally what my blood is made of.
Three on Argo. So he's going to use his tail to do a big chain whip, like extending whip slap on you.
Well, I'm going to use acrobatics to dodge that, and and there's no way I can counterattack.
No counterattacks, but did you have a dodge left? Yeah, because you only used. You didn't move
I
and
only used
attack,
one.
right? You just
No,
attacked.
I just shot. No, I used the stab last time.
Yeah, with your sword. Acrobatics. Acrobatics.
I
You may
passed it.
attempt an acrobatic dodge, a jump or roll that avoids an attack in a flashy way. See acrobatic dodge. So I'm just trying to make sure it actually replaces the dodge roll. Oh, I don't even get to see it. Okay. Whatever, I'm going to say it does. So roll your
The 10. I rolled 3d6.
and you got a 10, and so you passed and he passed and you both got 10s. All right. I'm going to say you successfully dodged the tail with a flourishing backflip right over it as the tail sweeps at your feet. It is now, whose turn is it? Mecha or Argo's turn. Sorry, I skipped him.
I'll go ahead and shoot. I'll go ahead and move out of the way and shoot the werewolf. And get them. And go ahead and get him down.
Normal werewolf. I'm gonna shoot the werewolf with your
Yep.
sniper.
Yep.
All right, roll the hit. It's gonna be your gun skill.
So it's a 3d6. I got a 6.
Yeah, you need 15 or under. That was almost a crit. All right. Now roll your damage. A sniper rifle, since they're no, actually,
So
it's going to be 1d4. I decided actually it's going to stick with the 1d4 damage.
I got a 2.
2. Okay. So you hit it with 2 damage. All right. How are you killing this thing?
Oh, I'm killing it?
Yep, you're killing it. So flourish of how you're shooting it kills it. Be as descriptive. You can make it explode. Do whatever the fuck you want. Be creative.
Well, I have to have my trademark in this, so I gotta have a double tap anyway.
Yep.
Well, I'm gonna put one in the chest and let the other round just blow his brains out all over Prometheus.
Like as the blood leaves, it just instantly like vaporizes it before it hits my face.
So you just shoot him right in the chest from behind, and it hits him square in the heart, and it spins. It sends him spinning around on one leg. Right as he starts facing towards you, you let loose that second bullet that goes straight through his chin all the way through to the top of his skull, exploding the top of his skull and sending brain matter just everywhere. Obviously, as Prometheus described it, the blood just sizzles and disappears, and the flesh barely making it an inch in towards the flame.
Now here's something funny. Now my blood let targets die, which means I get to make a will save.
Yep, you do get to make a will check.
And I pass, so I regain control of myself.
Yep.
Hey guys, out of character. I really have to get going. I got work in the morning.
All right. We can end it right here.
Yeah. I stayed up way later than I really should have. I got work at 9 a.m. and it's like 2 a.m.
Yeah. We could definitely do that and pick up right on here. I will star this just so I know where we're at. It'll be Montero's turn.
You're all good. It's to be fair. Right now, you just literally have a raging fucking fire just about to walk towards this lizard.
I mean, and you accomplished a lot today. I mean, with the whole androids. By the way, you still haven't found them.
Yeah, still no. I might not be able to find them. Who knows?
Who knows?
Maybe.
I don't give a shit about them, so.
Well, fuck you. They're people. They're my
Fuck
people.
you, they're people.
I don't give a shit about you. I have, like, no empathy.
No one suck my dick.
I might burn it.
But yeah, we can go and pick this up for next time. Next Sunday at 7. Sound good?
That works for me.
Yeah, that works. Yeah, that works for me.
What about you, Saren?
That's good for me. That's good for me.
All right, perfect.
I will just give a heads up though. Like, I will have to cut it kind of short on Sunday evening, about like 12:30.
That's fine. That's fine. That's more than fine. We only started late because there was a lot of time with the character creation for everyone. We didn't even get to start till like 9:30 today, so we could definitely make it short, a lot shorter and sooner next time.
But I had a great time definitely playing with y'all in this. Like, there's a lot more definitely I need to learn.
Yeah, it allows objective creativity in this a lot more so than I feel D&D does with its limitations of like what you can and can't do.
Yeah, and that's what I'm feeling out of this entire ordeal so far is just that. Like, I'm still trying to get used to it. Like, I'm still someone like a D&D, my mind spec of things that's extremely rusty. So
Yeah, GURPS is called it stands for Generalized Universal Role Playing System. It's meant to provide a guidebook, not a rule book. So half the spells, half the things, everything that comes in the play and stuff is all at GM discretion. And if I want to overrule
To
a
be fair,
rule that's in
the
there, I
GM did
can.
give the fucking murder happy combat fucking high freak a spell like hi. So everyone around me burns.
I couldn't think of anything better.
in a sense too, like I just kind of threw this character together without really knowing anything. So I got kind of get used to that aspect as well.
Your character is actually pretty well built. I like him. I do. I think that's a really cool combo.
The GM can contest to this. I am a gimmick player.
He is.
I make a gimmick and I stick to it.
He's a dirty little lint licker, and I hate him.
I know.
Freya. I can make Wraith again, the fucking werewolf fucking assassin. Do you want that?
The werewolf assassin was horrible. I did not enjoy that.
It was built perfectly.
He was dealing like 30 damage in a single hit.
Wait, 30 damage in a single hit? Fuck.
Yes, he was.
It was a single turn, and I attacked 4 times.
Like, I did not enjoy this, man, with that werewolf assassin. But have a good night.
So wouldn't the double tap as a whole be like extra damage, or no, or would that not matter?
Not really. It's you leave it after you kill them, so it's just flavor.
Yeah.
Okay. And after we start doing a campaign, can those leftover skills be added, like the skill level points, whatever that is? Can that be added to your like attributes?
You can spend points between sessions as you want. You have to attempt a skill first, and you must have a reasonable reason to gain advantage.
Yep. So if you wanted to say, I'm going to go to a cyber doctor, surgeon, whatever, to get another implant, that would work, and that would excuse another advantage that you can purchase. But you can't.
That's why I like the magical ones, because you can just spontaneously become more magical. If you're already magical.
Yep. But yeah, have a good night, everyone.
Are we getting points for today's session?
Once the battle's over.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure.
And then once the battle's over, I'll give you time to spend those points if you want to.
I just feel bad. I'm so sorry, guys, but now that you killed the werewolf, I'm going to have to get closer to you.
Stay away from me.
One of the party members in the first fight.
Look, I don't need to see a fucking like an AI robotic engineer working on me because someone melted my wiring.
Yeah. Well, Have a good night, everyone.
I don't know. I have to say Zerus was pretty bad too, but he was bad because he's like, my friend's sword is now on fire. Fuck you. You're now restrained.
All right. Well, talk to y'all later.
Yep, have a good one. See you next week.